Hi, everyone. Thanks for joining this little interview today. Um, I'm with you today with Teresa Wolfe, and she is a mindful eating maven. And that was a totally new word for me. So a maven is an expert, and apparently it's an old English word, and for me it just rolls beautifully off the tongue. It's just lovely. So I invited Teresa to do a short interview with me because I know like so many busy people really don't take time to eat. And I don't think our digestion does so well with that. And we always have this idea that we can't really fit our mindfulness in our day. But at the same time, we do have to eat. So I think Teresa really has got something beautiful to share with us with paying more attention to our food and being a mindful eater. And so, Teresa, how did you get to being a mindful eating maven?
I'll start with a little bit about my background so that people understand that I do have the credentials for this. I have decided on being the mindful eating maven because it's the way I want to contribute to the world. I have a background in food science. I have a background in environmental advocacy and education, and a background I'm an herbalist, a certified herbalist. And this concept of mindful eating to me in my way of thinking actually um, it involves a tapestry of all three of those things.
Hmm.
So I believe in this. Well, again, I'll back up. As a child, I grew up in a really large family. We had a lot of childhood trauma and stress and very poor diet. And I ended up in the hospital by the time I was 22. My digestive system was shot.
Oh,
And really, the silver lining of that was that it sent me on a lifelong quest to understand what we need to thrive. And really, that's everything that's gone beyond since then, is to understand that. And so I've presented at a lot of events and helped a lot of people to understand what they really nourishes them. The thing that I have come to that I feel is super critical, and why your reason for having me talk today is so important, is because we eat. And not only is using eating as a way to connect with mindfulness, by connecting with mindfulness, we better absorb the nutrients in our diet.
hmm.
And when you talked about how people are so busy and they're just shoveling food in and all of this, they're still fueling their body, and by mindfully eating it, they fuel it better. They don't have to feel badly about the fact that I'm, for the third meal in a row, I'm slamming it out of a carton from a fast food.
Hmm.
Because if that's what you have to do for right now, that's what you have to do. And a lot of times, by worrying about it, fretting about it, negatively berating yourself about it, you diminish how much you can absorb of the nutrition that you're already getting. And so, with the holidays, again, we had this little conversation prior to everyone being on board with us. With the holidays coming, with all this food that people are going to eat, and so many of us worry we don't have good eating habits to begin with, and they're just going to tank even worse in the holidays.
Hmm.
What bothers me about that is the holidays are there to help people get through the darkness of the winter. Traditionally, that's what the winter holidays were about, at least. And to food was a part of it. The festivity was a part of it. And if you start having this mental stuff going on in the back of your head about, I don't want to eat all this food, but if I go, I will, and I'll feel awful, and all of those things,
Hmm.
you diminish the holidays. You diminish the gift of the holidays. So I am choosing to do this program now so that hopefully in 5 days time, I can give people ideas that not make them eat healthier. That I promise you comes down the line if you eat mindfully, but it doesn't
Mhm.
have to be today. What it does for you today is it allows you to enjoy what you are eating. So if you're a mom
Teresa,
and you've got three, go ahead.
yeah, no, I just want to slow this down because it's like there's lots of stuff here that I just want to like slow down and go like, yeah, okay, let's look at this little piece. And like what I really loved what you said was like, if you eat fast food, like because this is what you need to do right now, this is then that's okay. And that is such an important point, I think, to start off with, because we so condition ourselves in like, oh, I shouldn't, and this is bad for me, and so right, and so then if
Yes.
we believe that with the food that we're eating, it's exactly like you're saying, you don't cherish it, and you don't cherish your body, you don't digest it well, and it's just because we think like I should be eating better. And this I should be cooking myself. I should be having, my own food prepared, which then creates more stress because you already got too much to do. You've got like what you said with the busy moms, right? You're already working and trying to look after your kids, and now you're like putting extra stress on yourself thinking I'm not good enough because I'm not cooking, because I'm and so I really, that was such a nice point. um yeah, thank
I
you,
can go
thank you for
on.
that. Yeah. And then the other thing
It's
that came with that was this, like, it used to be a celebration for to allow us to get through the holidays, get through the darkness of winter, right? And
right.
so we managed to just yeah, just forget about the celebration because we're so conditioned into thinking this is all wrong. It's too much food. It's
Yeah.
like shouldn't be doing this, and if I do that, I'll overeat. And so yeah, I really like the points that you're making there. Um so this challenge is starting on which date?
Next Sunday, the 12th. It's
It's
coming right
starting
up.
It's starting on the 12th. So it's
Yeah.
going into the holidays, right?
It's only 5 days.
Mm-hmm.
So it's actually over well in advance. Again, this was all calculated so that it's 5 days and very simple tasks, but that just expand your awareness so that as you move into the holiday season, they ease the angst that people feel. It'll allow you to feel more confident. It'll allow you to listen to yourself more, and you don't go home feeling so rotten sometimes because you ate or drank too much, or both.
Right. Right. Yeah. And I think that is a big thing. And so I love that you're putting it before the holiday. So it's almost like starting a habit of mindful eating that then has a little bit of time to sink in already, so that you
Yes.
can actually remember. So it's not just like, oh yeah, I heard this lecture and then, you've forgotten all about it, but you actually get little tasks that are, you said, that are really easy to do every day.
Mhm.
Um, so that it's not another thing that becomes overwhelming, right?
Right, right.
Right. And then
And
you also said, so you're sharing this in the group.
sharing it
The
with
the
your
people
group.
that will sign up, no, the people that
Oh,
will sign up for your challenge, they will
yes.
be in a group. Hmm. So
Yes, I
so
have a Facebook group set up so everybody can get in there and talk about what they're discovering.
okay, all right. And so what is it that what you see in people, in clients that you take through mindful eating? What are the changes that they're usually seeing?
Oh, here's why I think this is so valuable, Steph. Because people, first of all, on a global, that's my biggest thing, is the global impact. On a global scale, we in the United States are telling everybody what a healthy diet is. And there are places in the world where they don't have those foods. So then they may start thinking, am I eating all the wrong things? Well, that's so detrimental. So I started from there, from being concerned about feeling the world, feeding the world and telling them things that don't serve them about their diets. But that also has come into our heads of what's a healthy diet, what's not a healthy diet. And there are so many people that are, like you spoke of, so busy, they don't have time. And then they've got this extra guilt and everything on top of it all. What mindful eating will do is, as you eat more mindfully, the first thing you start to do is you start to notice how beautiful your food is, how good it smells, how nice it is to just be able to get this hunger satisfied, even if it's a fast food burger or your third donut. I don't care. It's not that I don't care about nutrition, but I don't care what diet you eat. If you've got negative things going on in your head, it's not going to do you good. So it's more important to love yourself and love your food. Once that happens, your body speaks louder to you, and you hear your fullness cues. You hear when you're genuinely hungry or thirsty. And when that happens, you're less likely to mindlessly just throw things in because you're bored or distressed or worried or whatever. So we've got all of these benefits, but then also by starting now, as you spoke of, it could become a habit. Hopefully it will. And then you find out, you get to the holidays and you're not eating so much and your lovely clothes fit better. And so you feel prettier. And you don't diminish the quality of the moment by going home and berating yourself because you've eaten too much or whatever. It's just, they're subtle and the ripple effects, but they're those soul nourishing kinds of changes that are just low effort and huge benefit.
Yeah. I love also the title, like from like Eat, Pray, Love, and really
Yes.
the initial
Yes.
this time in Italy,
It's a
just
play on it.
when
Yeah.
she was just allowing herself to just
Yes.
eat. Yes, and
Yes.
really, really enjoy that food. Um,
Yes.
and then what we were talking just a little bit earlier as well, was that part of the reason we often overeat when we're not paying attention to our food is because like we kind of want to feel full so that we can feel content. So it's almost like this carnivore instinct. Let's just stuff yourself and then like, woof, okay, now I don't have to think anymore. So how does mindful eating um what change that, or does it, or what you
It does. It does. One of the reasons that this is where my food scientist background comes in, one of the
Mhm.
reasons people eat and eat and eat is because they're missing a nutrient. And
Mm,
so they don't know what they're missing because they're not listening, but they know something's off. And so they just mindlessly grab at things, hoping to meet that. Um,
okay.
and so by mindfully eating, one one of the challenges of the days is to pay attention to your emotions, your emotional state while you're eating, because sometimes you're just upset and you just need to get rid of that energy. You would understand that, right? You
Mhm.
want to get rid of this upset energy, and you might be doing that by shoveling food, not necessarily hungry. You just got this energy charge you want to get rid of. And
Yes.
so by noticing your energy state as you are eating, again, I just want to stress all 5 days. There's not work. It's just notice this today, notice this today, notice this today, kind of thing. So
Mhm.
you can get a handle on what drives your eating behaviors.
Mhm.
And that's what this is about. And so mindful eating will help in all of those ways, including that, maybe you notice that you're eating a lot, and when you pay attention you realize you're bored and you're in front of the TV and you're used to doing something. So if you would pick up a coloring book or knitting, or go through a magazine while you're watching your television, you won't be doing that same action and feeding
Right.
yourself.
Right.
Um,
Mhm. Okay. Well, I must say I'm starting to think, like, we had this little discussion earlier because Teresa said, like, hey, why don't you join? And I was like, oh no, I've got like so many things going on already. And and I'm also eating quite, like, I'm a mindfulness coach as well. So I am actually
yeah.
eating quite mindfully. So, like, must I just do this extra thing now? And I think this will be something that's gonna go on for many of you, just thinking like, all right, am I going to do that? Am I going to put another thing on my plate? But I think this might actually be really worthwhile. So I think I will actually sign up for it, Teresa. And
Yeah.
yeah, totally. So when you're in the Facebook group, are you going to pop in every now and then if somebody has questions, and like also answer any questions around nutrition or
Oh,
mindful eating?
I'll be in it all the time. And if I need
Hmm.
to do like a live event, I'll do a live event.
Hmm.
My goal, I mean, if somebody takes this course, it's $27, and it's only
Hmm.
$27 as opposed to free,
Hmm.
because I want the commitment. If you give me a
For
couple
sure.
bucks, then you're more likely to follow through. But if
For
if
sure.
anybody takes this course and at the end of it says I did not get any benefit, I will happily give you your money back. No,
Right.
I won't happily do it. I'll be sad because that means I wasn't able to help you. But
Right.
but you know what?
Right. Totally. Yes. Yes. No, I
Yeah.
totally hear what you mean. Okay. So yeah, I think this is a lovely thing to do. And I think, seeing that it is going to be over weekdays, I really can recommend, like, thinking about taking this on. And if you feel like this is a lot, then maybe it's just a couple of minutes during your lunch break, and then you get to like jump in the Facebook group, and you've got a reason to be on your phone for a little bit longer because you get to share what happened for you just now, right?
And that's
So
optional. They don't have to, but if they did
mhm.
want to, that would be it would give them a sense of a community to belong to.
Exactly,
So
exactly. It is. And that's a nice thing. And also you can say like, hey, I did it, which I think I always found that really, really important, giving me a sense of achievement. So I signed up for it, and here was my tick. Day one, put it in the Facebook group.
yes.
I did it. So I think this
Oh,
is really
and
valuable. Hmm.
yeah, you should know there's a beautiful workbook or playbook that goes with it, where
Oh, wow.
everything's written out,
Hmm.
and there is actually spaces if you want to jot notes. So it's quite lovely. And
Hmm.
it you'll get you get a little introductory thing that kind of gives an overview when you sign up, and then every day you will get your task, and it just goes right into the back of the book.
Sounds great.
So
Sounds great. Okay. So Teresa, thank you so much for popping in and introducing your mindful holiday eating challenge. Yes, I really, it's so worthwhile, and I really hope you have lots of people signing up. And so, you know, all the people that are listening to what I've got to say, if you want to just calm down a little bit, be a little bit less stressed, like honestly, just a couple of moments of not mindfulness are often all that's needed to disconnect the "nyeh" in the mind, and to that allow us to bring us back into our body and ground. And after that, we're more focused, and we can continue to go on again. So, using that mindfulness together with food, it enhances your digestion, it's making you eat less, right? So I
and you'll
think
have
this
more
is,
energy.
you'll have more energy, you'll be able right? Getting the nutrients out of your food, and also starting to, what you said earlier, starting to actually listen to your body, be able to hear what your body's got to say around food without needing to, shut down the energy, the signals of the body all the time. So yes, Teresa, is there anything? Oh, but we're going to put the link.
The
The
link,
sign up
it's
link
just,
is going to be under the video. So,
and it's mindfuleatingmaven.com.
mindfuleatingmaven.com. There you go. So that should be easy to find, and it will be with the video. So yeah, we are hoping that we're going to see you in the challenge.
I'm hoping to talk to all of you. So
Okay.
thank you. All right.
Fantastic.
Bye.